right, if you are just joining us, we are starting our Class Dojo series, and we are going to take a look at a cartoon of what happens when we're in a bad mood and how can we work to fix that.
When Mojo stepped into class one morning, there was a curious drawing on the blackboard that could only mean one thing. "Class," said the teacher, "tomorrow we'll be taking a field trip." Mojo knew exactly where he wanted to go, the Space Museum. Mojo's space dreams were running wild until the teacher said, "We'll be going to the Aviation Museum." And just like that, Mojo's dream of the Space Museum went up in smoke. "Katie, can you believe we have to spend all day looking at boring planes?" "Well, you know what they say," said Katie. "Time flies when you're having fun." The teacher interrupted Mojo's thoughts. "Now, class," she said, "who wants to fly paper airplanes?" "Yay! This is the best day ever!" shouted the students. But Mojo did not agree. "Worst day ever," he mumbled to himself. The class flew their paper airplanes, but Mojo stayed glum through reading, onto recess, and even at lunch, which was normally his favorite time of day. "You're in a bad mood today, huh, Mojo?" said Katie. "I am not." "What's a mood?" "Moods are kind of like your own personal weather," said Katie. "When you're in a good mood, everything seems bright and warm, like a sunny day. And when you're in a bad mood, it's like big rain clouds are overhead, and nothing you do makes you happy, even playing with paper airplanes." "Oh no," said Mojo. "So I'll never be happy again?" "Of course you will. Moods come and go. Your rain clouds will go away, and your mood will be bright again. It just takes time." "Oh, time? Time is the worst," said Mojo. "I want to be happy now." "Well, you could try to change your mood, I guess," said Katie. "You can change your mood?" Mojo asked. "How?" But just then, Katie was called away to co-pilot the class's new paper airplane. And Mojo was left to wonder. But what do you think? Have you ever been in a bad mood? Do you think it's possible to change your mood? Now those are interesting questions indeed.
All right. We're going to take a look at a discussion question that you're going to talk about with your group. How was Mojo feeling about the field trip? And how do you know? So how was Mojo feeling about the field trip and how do you know? Let me set up these breakout rooms. You were asked to discuss how was Mojo feeling about the field trip and how do you know? How was Mojo feeling and how did you know? How was he feeling and how did you know? Sarah, how was Mojo feeling about the field trip?
He felt mad, and we can see it from his face.
Yeah, you could read it on his face. He kind of went, and it scrunched together, right? Eyebrows went down, mouth got tight. So angry, yeah, he was feeling angry. What more? How more was he feeling about the field trip? Jalen, how was Mojo feeling about the field trip?
Mad.
How do you know he was mad?
He thought it was boring.
Yeah, he even said it. He said, this is going to be boring. This isn't what I want to do. So his words told us that he was angry as well. Awesome. Christopher, something to add?
Sad.
How do you know he was sad?
I looked at his body.
Yeah, his body was kind of down, right? When he found out it wasn't the Space Museum, he kind of got down. And we talked yesterday about how we can have conflicting emotions. Is it possible to feel sad and mad at the same time? Absolutely. That's definitely possible. And that's what we see happening inside of our character. Leah, last one.
He could feel really mad because he didn't do anything the whole time.
His actions told us as well. You guys are getting good at reading people.
You can't always get what you want.
True that, girlfriend, as much as we want it. So yes, you guys are getting good at reading people. We talked about his facial expressions, the things that he said, and his body language. All of those things can give us clues about how people are feeling. Awesome. All right, your next question to discuss is, have you ever been in a bad mood? And what happened? Have you ever been in a bad mood? And what happened? You're getting ready to share that with your breakout room. So I was able to share about my bad mood yesterday when I came home. It was supposed to be my son's nap time, but he cried every time I tried to help him sleep. So he was up for 5 hours straight, which is a very long time for a baby his age. So he was very grumpy, which made me grumpy. And I was hoping to get some things done while he took his nap, and I wasn't able to. So I was in a bad mood yesterday, and I had to calm myself down. And so I just played with my son and told myself that I'd be happy for the time and used my self-talk. All right, have you ever been in a bad mood, and what happened? Terrence.
So yesterday when my dad wanted to do Amazon, I didn't want to do it.
And what happened?
So he did it anyway.
Yeah, sometimes we just got to get through things, right? Sometimes we just got to say, okay, this is how it's going to be, whether I want it or not. Well, I'm glad that you chose to do it and to just get the task done. Awesome. All righty, have you ever been in a bad mood, and what happened? Sing Q, have you ever been in a bad mood?
I've been in a bad mood a couple times.
And what happened with one of those times?
I was on my Xbox.
What happened on your game?
People kept beating me online.
It kept going offline. I got in a bad mood one time when I was on my Xbox, and I actually rage quit a game. It's about 2 years ago. I was playing a game called Dark Souls, and it was so hard that I actually rage quit. I put my controller down. I told my husband, I'm never playing this again. And I actually didn't. I never played it again because I was so mad at it. Yep, I can relate to Xbox issues. Anton, have you ever been in a bad mood?
When Antoine, my brother, was when we was having pillow fight, I was having pillow fight with him, and then he made a big old pillow with.
Yeah, sometimes when we're playing and it gets aggressive, that can definitely turn our moods into negative moods as well. Yep.
And covers. And then he threw it at me. And then I started going to sleep, and he kept interrupting me while I was going to sleep. And that made my attitude more anger.
I can relate to that. When it's time for me to sleep, I have to sleep. And if I get interrupted, I'm just like you. I get in that bad mood as well. All right, we could go on for this all day. I know it, but I want to make sure we have time for our last question. Our last question is, let's name some feeling words that can help us name our moods. Do they all fit neatly into good or bad? Are there some words that are easier than others to sort? So I want you to think about feeling words, and are they all good or bad? Or are there some that are kind of both, or some that are in the middle? So think about feeling words, name as many as your group can, and are they always good and always bad, or are some of them in the middle? So I can think of like when people are feeling fine, it's not really good, it's not really bad, that one's kind of in the middle. But I can think of when people are feeling happy, and that one's definitely good. So you're going to name some feeling words with your group, and you're going to decide if they are good or bad, or if they're somewhere in the middle. Okay, are these feeling words good or bad, or are they somewhere in the middle? Here are your invites. I hope that you were able to find that not all feeling words fit neatly into these boxes of good and bad, right? So when someone asks you, how are you feeling, and you respond with good, I want you to know that that's not describing a feeling actually. So let's try to be more specific with our emotions so that we can understand ourselves better and so that we can understand those around us better. Because sometimes we just say things that we don't really mean. Like we'll just say, I feel good. And we actually don't at the moment. Maybe we're feeling worried about something, or maybe we're feeling excited about something. But when we just say good, it makes it simple. And that doesn't really describe feelings very well. So I want us to be more specific with our feeling words and to be okay with the fact that they aren't always good or they aren't always bad. Sometimes they're a mix, sometimes they're right in the middle, sometimes they're only one, but I want us to get more comfortable with that. Okay? Alrighty.